What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I don't know if you remember this show. It's called Saturday Night Live. A lot of you are probably thinking, oh, that show that used to be on a million years ago. No, it's actually still on. It's suffering from the worst ratings probably in history and likely should go off the air because they've just given up. Without the Orange Man, they've got nothing funny to say. And really, the show is only worth tuning into when they have a huge celebrity guest that's actually interesting, like Elon Musk, which had some good bits and some kind of fell flat, or like the upcoming Dave Chappelle, except the lily-livered writing staff from Saturday Night Live, which is fine insulting the, women as long as they're Republicans and getting vile and crossing the line into personal attacks. Suddenly are all boycotting now because Dave Chappelle is set to host the first show back. It's an amazing meltdown that was entirely predictable. A bunch of people that have accomplished nothing in their lives trying to boycott Dave Chappelle. This story after a quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. They allow people to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land so they can call themselves a lord or a lady officially. In return, they commit to plant a tree with every order and protect the beautiful pristine woodlands of Scotland. Established Titles makes an absolutely amazing gift, and a person could officially get their name changed on documents. Their title pack gives you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate and an official certificate with a crest. Established Titles is currently having a really big sale just for you, my subscribers. You can get an additional 10% off any purchase you make with the discount code TheQuartering. So click the link below, go to establishedtitles.com/TheQuartering and use promo code TheQuartering to save an extra 10% today. SNL writers are boycotting Dave Chappelle's hosting gig this weekend after furor over the controversial Netflix special, The Closer. They're still mad about that. Saturday Night Live staff writers are boycotting this weekend show, so maybe it'll actually be funny to have Dave Chappelle host it, over the decision to have Dave Chappelle host it. This is what happens when you let the patients run the asylum. This is part of the reason SNL hasn't been funny in a million years. The news about the 49-year-old comedian was confirmed during last week's episode with the long-running sketch show, which was hosted by Amy Schumer. Well, I'm sure she had lots of jokes about her period and her vag or whatever. I'm sure they were that were enjoyed by tens of people worldwide. But some staff writers at New York City's 30 Rockefeller Plaza are said to be furious that the showrunners have chosen the controversial Chappelle to host due to his history of making phobic jokes. The SNL writers are so angry, they are boycotting the episode, an insider has told Page Six. The show's actors will not be taking a stand, the insider noticed. Imagine being a comedian and boycotting maybe the most famous current comedian on the planet. They're not going to do the show, the unnamed insider was quoted as saying by the news site, but none of the actors are boycotting. However, a representative for Chappelle said that there had been no signs of a boycott when he had attended meetings with the writers during the week. Oh, they were boycotting, but when he was there, they said nothing to him. They had nothing to say to him when he was writing. And you see this, I'm a trans non-binary and I use they, them pronouns. Transphobia is murder. What? No, it isn't. What? And this person is a writer on the show. Maybe that's why it's not funny. Do you ever think that? Maybe hiring people based on checking boxes probably wasn't like the best, most intelligent decision. Chappelle was at 30 Rock on Tuesday where he met with both writers and producers to hear ideas. The comedian's rep told Page Six the room was full of writers. They all pitched ideas and seemed very excited about it. Dave was looking to have some fun, they added. After Saturday's announcement that Chappelle would be hosting, non-binary SNL writer Celeste Yim posted a picture of themselves, don't care, I mean, imagine that you've done nothing with your life. You're completely irrelevant. And this is all you can do is to, boycott somebody who's actually funny. I mean, what? Of course, it's unclear whether Yim is one of the writers boycotting this weekend's show. I'm sure they are. Daily Mail had contacted NBC about the reports of a boycott for comment. It has been pointed out by observers that the forthcoming installment of the show will air just after midterm elections. Variety has reported that the comedian's appearance on the show would mark the third time that he would host the program following an election. Chappelle is also set to be joined by rap duo Black Star, who will serve as the evening's musical guests. He last hosted the show well before the release of Netflix's special The Closer, which angered some viewers, like tens of viewers again. I mean, it's like, I don't understand why some people think that, like being equal doesn't mean also getting roasted. Like, I mean, it seems like completely acceptable and even profitable to be roasting, for example, white males, constantly. But if you make a single joke about a trans individual, you get canceled. Why? I thought equality meant that we were all the same, that we could make jokes about it each other. And then, like, update to Dave Chappelle at SNL working with writers, full cast, representative denies boycott. And then you see SNL staff writers boycott over Chappelle. I don't think they actually did boycott. I think it's a lie. I think one person probably boycotted, and like the media picked it up because they get to put Dave Chappelle in the headline. Like, I'm sure he'll have a couple groaners on Saturday night, but like, you better believe I'll be watching clips. Like, I'm down to see what his opening monologue is going to be, 100%. We're told that now it's some staff writers are furious. They're not going to do the show, an insider said, but Chappelle's rep told us that there was no. So essentially, here's probably what happened. That one writer is boycotting it, and they're trying to make it way bigger than it really is. Like, they're trying to turn this into a big thing. Like, even though I was born visible, I identify as invisible. Therefore, I am transparent. My preferred pronouns are who and where. And then somebody's, that's funnier than anything SNL has written in years. I mean, like, Chappelle's going to do a trans joke. You just know it. Like, there's no way he's not. I mean, you have all sorts of articles like, like Kanye, Kendrick, and Dave Chappelle are making disappointing choices. Why? Like, I don't really understand what this is. Like, I don't even understand. Wes, Lamar, and Chappelle were once heroes to me. They made it their business to be symbols for young black men. They use their art to name injustice, poetry, or portray it vividly, render it clearly, and blast through those responsible for it. They filled a cultural void and served as spokespeople. Now they are no longer fit for the job. What? West has mistaken hateful screds and personal grudges as speaking truth to power. Chappelle has lost the plot on where he should direct his fiery skill, and Lamar simply doesn't want the job anymore. Why? You don't like Dave Chappelle roasting trans people? Is that what it is? Let me just be honest with you. This may be an inconvenient truth, but when Dave Chappelle makes jokes at the expense of trans people, he is speaking truth to power. A different kind of power that exists on the internet. If you want to look at, this thing that exists is trans privilege online, not in real life. I know it's a difficult road for trans individuals, but for those that want to use it as a shield, they are above all criticism. For those that want to use it for profit, they are pushed to the front of the line. There was a prominent, there's essentially a nobody streamer who is happens to be trans, who got quote unquote swatted, which really wasn't the case. One time, and there are 1,000 articles written about it, $100,000 plus raised for their quote unquote safety. I don't know, I got swatted about a dozen times. Not one article was written. And I have a 1 million subscriber platform and everyone knew about it. Not one journalist wrote about it. Tim Pool's been swatted a dozen times. There's like not a single article about it. No money raised off it. No changes to legislature over it. And this is also somebody who literally almost got an entire website shut down and seems to be able to get people banned at will. So, there is some argument to Dave Chappelle actually speaking truth to power. I know it's a tough road in real life, but online, it's probably the most impenetrable shield imaginable. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be looking forward. I won't be tuning into SNL because they won't get my ratings, but I'll be looking forward to clips online of the impending outrage. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. Remember, tonight, 5 o'clock, Sydney Watson and I, our post-election mega show right here on this channel. Sincerely hope to see you there, and we'll talk to you again real soon.